this section, we will talk and we will highlight messages in the LangChain call. So messages are defined as a unit of communication in chat models. They are used to present the input and the output of a chat model, as well as any additional context or metadata that may be associated with a conversation. We will go with an overview about different types of messages. Mainly, we'll speak about three of them, the ones that are of interest at this stage, to show you or to highlight how useful and how this module within the LangChain ecosystem simplifies the interaction with the large language model. Later on, we will go through an exercise, a coding exercise, that shows you exactly the benefits of using another component with the messages, which is the messages placeholder. That's where you want to send the previous or the chat history with the prompt to the LLM. So within messages, there is a base message which is the superclass, and there are multiple messages, types of messages that import from. This includes human message, AI message, and system message. There are other types of messages for the tools and functions of the tools, which is out of scope for this video. So the system message is used to prepare the behavior of the interaction with the LLM. So for example, here, a system message was created with the content that is, you are a helpful assistant. The second type of messages is the human message. And basically, it's what's the user been adding to input and sending to the LLM. You can see from now that there is a way of structuring or a way of simplifying the discussion or the interaction with the LLM using messages. The third component, or the third type of messages, is AI message. Simply, it is the output of the LLM. When you invoke the LLM, the response that comes back, when it gets added to the chat history, it is added as an AI message. This is an example that shows you the interaction or the chat. So what will happen is that there will be a message from the system, and then the user will talk to the AI, then the AI will respond. Here's the full code if you want to invoke it invoke that in the LLM directly. That's without using a chat prompt template. However, it's good practice to utilize chat prompt template, and I will show you this in the next coding exercise within this video. In this part, we will talk about messages placeholder. So messages placeholder is a functionality within LangChain core, and it is used to inject the chat history before the user message. With the prompt, you can add chat history with the help of the messages placeholder. Messages placeholder is imported from LangChain underscore core.prompt. It's not, although it has the name messages, but it's not imported from messages because it contributes to the prompt, or it helps with the prompt. Let's assume we have this activity that we mentioned earlier. This is the chat history where the system messages is you are a helpful assistant, followed by a question from the human, what is a good business name, and a response from the AI message as agentic AI is a good business name. Let's assume now that the user wants to check if this business name is actually available. You can see the question here, can you please check if it is available? There was no mention about the business name. When using the placeholder or the messages placeholder and having this question, the AI will know about that the user is actually asking for checking if agentic AI is available. You will see with this example, because we don't have any service to check, or we don't have agentic AI workflows so far, it's just chat. The response will be that there will be a need to check the availability via websites or checking business registry and so on. However, if we don't use message placeholder with the prompt in this example, what will happen is that the AI will respond back by an example here. Just let me know what it refers to and I will be happy to check. So the AI or the LLM won't be knowing anything about the previous interaction. That is why messages placeholder represent an important component or a useful component within the LangChain ecosystem. In this part, we will code together a script that highlights the usage of using messages placeholder. Let me go first and import the libraries, but before doing that, the activity or the exercise is going to be similar to what you have seen in the previous in the video, in the previous slides around having the discussion between the humans and the LLM. First, I will import prompt template and the messages placeholder. I will also import some of the instances or some of the classes from messages. Finally, the API secret key. Simulating the chat history that we spoke about. Removing this. And then having a new variable for the new user input. Let's create the prompt using prompt messages. And then you will see how we inject the chat history in here. So this is a system message. Then within it, we will put here the message placeholder and the variable name would be chat history. That is the one update. Formatting the messages. And now I will just save the file and then we will try to invoke the LLM from using this variable, which is messages, and I will show you what will happen. So now after saving the file, I will just remove this part and then run it. Let's see what's inside messages. You can see here that it contains the system message, and those two were from the chat history, and this is the new message from the user to be used when invoking the LLM. Now what I will do is that I'm planning, or I will show you what happens when we target the LLM. Let's do from LangChain _ open AI import chat open AI, and then we will just define an LLM using chat open AI. The next thing to be done is to invoke the LLM. So response equal to LLM.invoke. And then we will put here the formatted messages that were created. You can see that the response content now is, there is a business name, but it said that the LLM mentioned that it didn't know anything about the availability because it's either going to be searching online or in a business registry website. And that's where agents becomes really helpful with this aspect. Now let's just repeat the same activity, but I will just remove this. So I will create the message. I will just paste these ones here for ease of use, and then run it again. I will clean here. Now with the response, because I didn't pass by the message, the LLM is asking about more details about what we are doing or what is the search that you are after. So with this example, you have seen how useful message placeholders are within the LangChain ecosystem.